to outline, or do you do just what pops in your head, or research? What's your process?
Yeah, they call it planning versus pantsing. So do you plan or do you fly by the seat of your pants? And I do a little bit of both, and I think I'd be a pantser if I didn't wasn't thinking about one book while I was working on another book. So, but Winslow was more like fly by the seat of your pants, because it came to me with one line. The first line came to me, and I don't know if I can do the voice right now, but it's like, have you ever stared straight into the eyes of death and scoffed? That popped into my head, and I didn't know the context for it. So I was like, huh. So I put that away, and then eventually when it came back to it, the story just sort of flowed, like you said. But yeah, it's a little bit of both. I plan as much as I can, but once you get in there and start writing, I kind of just surrender to the flow of the story. And in terms of planning, I think it's know your characters well enough so that when you do write, whatever situation they find themselves in, they just automatically know how they'll respond. So it just plays before you.
I'm a pretty big outliner. I work on 2 to 3 books at the same time. Not all at the same. Basically, while one's in one part of the process, the publishing process, I'll work on either the sequel or another series. So having a clean outline helps me creatively, because it helps me set up the structure for the story, and it helps keep me on track. If I was going to fly by the seat of my pants, I'd probably only make it a quarter or a third of the way through the story, and then I'd have to scrap it because I didn't have a clear path that it was going to. Within the story itself, I tend to, within the outline, I will write by the seat of my pants. But kind of like what you were saying with the situation, the characters, and what they're in. So sometimes that changes the structure of the story, but when you have a clear outline, it does help keep you on track, especially when you're in that creative time when you're trying to produce many projects at the same time.
So for me, it's been a variety. So for Spectrum, it basically just started with the fact that I really like the color red, and I would just make sketches in my notebooks of a girl who had red hair and wore a red robe, and that's really where it began. And then after that, I feel like a world kind of built around the characterization. So for the first book, I did not have any outlines, didn't know where it was going. All I knew is that I just couldn't stop writing. But starting with books 2 through 6 in the series, I made chapter by chapter outlines, and then after that I wouldn't necessarily write in order. If I'm feeling like emotional dialogue today, I will jump to the chapter that has that. If I'm feeling like action, I will jump to the chapter that has that, and that kind of allowed me the freedom to follow the emotional process of writing.
Yeah, for me, I just sit down and I start typing, and whatever comes to me. If I get to a point where it's a historical fact that I need to add in, I've been fortunate enough to find one that fits perfectly right where I need it, so I can go in and adjust things out. Just kind of, but I never use an outline. I just start typing, and whatever comes to hit my mind, that's what I use. And then I'll backtrack and add some facts in later if I need to. You just have, once that flow starts, you just have to keep with it, keep it going.